Hello, and welcome back. Wednesday morning, 8:30, sales video. It's okay music. Not exactly the best intro stuff, so stop it. Stop it. Thanks. Pretty good sales day. Really good sales day. Yeah. So there's a few things, kind of talking points for this. However, for today, I got my other box of probably 300 other DVDs, my other box of like 70 something religious DVDs, and the 1, 2, 3 other boxes that have 100 DVDs in them, and then another box of more recent DVDs that, however, I end up with them, that I'm just not going to list them. They end up in a different box that goes up to the exchange. However, I'm going to take the other boxes I just mentioned and all of them to half price books today. And for all those, the reason why I'm doing all those is because that's the stuff I got in Canton. And I want to see what they take and whatever I'm left with, put in at least 2 lots of 200. Put 1 lot of like action, adventure, suspense, stuff that has, like, if there's a gun on the cover on the back, there's that. Some rated R, some heavier rated PG-13 stuff. You can get all that in like a big lot of 200 or however many I can fit in, like the boxes I get the bubble envelopes in. Which 250 come in one of those case boxes. So it's probably 2 feet by probably just shy. So maybe 18 by 20 by 24. So however many I can fit in that. Since I have plenty of those, I can put a bunch of those and I don't have to worry about extra boxes or finding extra boxes. And larger boxes like that, when I'm done with them, I usually just clasp them down, flatten them down, and put them in storage. Always good to have 20 large boxes for a while when you've been thinking about moving for a while. So it's just always good to have a whole bunch of those large boxes. All right, it is a sales video. Let's find out what's sold. So to start off with, it's $766 in sales from yesterday's video to now at 8:30. So the day is technically not done, but I don't put, if anything sells after a video is posted, it doesn't go in that day's video. So there's $766 in sales, $485 product cost received out of 13. So 1360, be 780. That was 60 on the nose. Find out what they are. Usually, these are script lenses. Usually, I don't start a sales video off with the winter sale as first, but it just happens to be what it is. These are Serengeti. So I've sold Serengetis before. These are Corning optics. These specific ones are just 135 millimeters, all they are. Some other ones that are, they will have like a model number right here on the temple, on this little part right here. These ones have it right there, but it just reads 135 millimeter. They are heavy. Again, the lenses, they are script lenses, but someone came in, sent an offer. I had them up for like 192. Someone sent an offer for 171. 171. So these, the boxes that I use for frames and glasses, they will get put in this or put in that, and I'll just crunch it down a little, and I'll just put that inside another box just like that. So it's double boxed. The amount more that it'll cost for me, I mean, they're going to be going for insurance for up to $200. So this will go over to pirate ship where the insurance costs less, right? So I'll get I'll figure that out then. But still, it's going to be not even $6 to ship them. What I pay, because I heard someone ask in the comments, I just heard it, like $2. All right. This Trips Festival 1966 DVD, International, 24. This Domain of Murder. Now is that what it is? Yeah. So I picked up a whole bunch of these sealed. They do have like little remainder cuts on them. Picked them up at the Salvation Army in Ashtabula for either 25 cents or 33 cents each. So I got these ones and a couple other different kinds. These ones are not as expensive as the other ones. Other ones are like $30, but and then those ones that are $30, I still picked up like 10, 15 of them for 30 something cents each. $12. So interesting story behind Aaliyah and Selena. So one buyer came and picked both these up. So I'm going to go all the way back here to this story. So not too long ago, someone bought this cassette tape, and I accidentally sent them this. It was actually in a video, a sourcing video, and I realized that as I'm going to, however it turned out. And then I just didn't double check. I just grabbed it and just didn't double check when I was packaging the stuff up. And I realized that, and I sent that to a message to the buyer. It's like, hey, just return it. Just write return to sender. And so they returned it back to me. I refunded them. And so they ordered this. I sent this. They sent this back. After I got this back, I listed this again, and then someone came in, bought both of them. So if I make a mistake by sending this one instead of that one, or this one instead of that one, I don't have to worry about that because they got both. And combined, it was $36. The Silverstein, interesting 2-disc set. Very clean. Same thing. Ooh, quick hands. I heard a noisemaker go honka honka, so I went to go open up the door, and Bandit's still hanging out there. And when I opened the door, and he came closer. And we've got these big jowls going on. So, yeah, I don't remember exactly where I got this one at, but I got $72 for it. Then I'm not going to dig it out, but it's another one of those Byron Birdsall prints. It's like 19 by 17, 19 by 12. So I have boxes for it, except for these, and that sold for 122. And just kind of try to, so however I package it up, but I'm not going to grab that because it'll be like this tall. So there's that, $122. How many of those Birdsalls I have left? Maybe like 8, 7, but they're all anywhere from $100 to $400. And I paid like $8 each for those years ago. All right. Another really good sale is this Russ Doughton collection, Thief in the Night, Image of the Beast. 68, 67.97. So not, almost nice, but not 68. Birds. So this is a earlier pressing. It's not super early. This one does not have a year on it. It does have a barcode, so we're going to have to go with at minimum. So there's a 9, 10, 11 barcode. So probably mid 80s, later mid 80s, 87, 88. CD is definitely an early print of that CD. And then there's other like earlier prints you can tell because there's something that's called a bullseye or a target where it'll be red, and I'll have like little lines right here and a red circle or a circle right here. There'll be lining, or this top part will be kind of more filled in, and the bottom part that's more like a target is what they call it, just because of the design, or bullseye. Those are going to be real early pressings of CDs. This is not one of them, but that's just kind of a little indicator that if you're looking at CDs and you really can't determine if they have, so this is not a target one, but if they have the one that looks like a target or a bullseye, you know it's going to be an earlier pressing. And a lot of those earlier pressings didn't have a year on them. However, a lot of those earlier pressings were Germany, Czechoslovakia, Japan, some of those areas around there. Well, not really around there. So around Czechoslovakia and Japan had, that's a whole other side of that continent. So that's kind of a generic basis. The odds of that coming up are very, very slim to none, but it's just good to have that little bit of knowledge in your pocket. All right. So 17 for that, almost 19. The Holocaust. Had this one for a little while. Well over a year at least. March of 2024. No, don't read. Oh, that will do. That does the same thing. All right, so 26. A book. See here by the size of it. Not one that I typically buy. And this one has been around for quite a while. Little over 2 years. It just garnered enough interest over each time when I would do a sell similar day. And over that time, it just got enough interest. Now, granted, it's called The Making of the Atomic Bomb by Richard Rhodes. I don't know what they go for like right now. This is an ex-library. It is a first edition, at least that's what I have in here. Yeah, it's a first. But it could be the ex-library, but these, when I got this, were maybe closer to $100, 70, 80 bucks. But I have no idea why. It just never really sold, but eventually it did, and it is going across the pond for 29 bucks. So a much bigger book. It's going to be the 3-pound rate, but it's going international, so it's just put it in at least a bubble envelope. I should have. Well, I do have the bigger ones. Hopefully, it will fit in that. If not, sometimes I will break the seam on the side and get that as close as I can, and just get some tape and tape the 2 seam parts and just kind of tape them and get them as good as I can. As long as it covers everything up, I'm good for something like that. Tuttenstein. This one up in Avon not too long ago, a handful of weeks ago. 16. So if you're new here, I round up or round down. So that one was 15.56, so I rounded up, and then there was another one that was just shy of that. The Birds was 18.49, so I said 18. I most likely did, or I even said 19, I think the second time I said it. Decorating is fun, even with this spine split right here. This is a 1939. Yep, 1939 by Dorothy Draper. I do have another Draper book listed. It's about the same price. But got 72. And this one is also going over the water and through the woods. 1939 book, probably to somebody's grandma's house. Over the river, through the woods, to somebody's house we go. And Dead Man's Bluff, DVD 19. So again, 766 in sales, 650 or 680. Oh, sorry, 684, 685 product cost received. That's the problem about starting these videos earlier. I mean, yesterday I was up at like 650. Today, up a little bit before the alarm, the 8 o'clock alarm. So that's pretty darn good for a day wise. And maybe it's the buying season, the Q4 season is back up. I don't know. I mean, it definitely does help to have some $60, $70, $80 sales in there and $170. So even if these sunglasses didn't sell for that, it would have still been $570. So there's that. So this is just one of those things on why of all the years of different things I've sold, I still have some leftover stuff of arts and crafts, sewing patterns, some smaller electronic stuff. Don't get me wrong, not a lot of that stuff could sell. I mean, I was getting sewing patterns for like 20 cents each, and when they sell for $15, $20 each, it's fairly easy to make good money on sewing patterns. Never really got much of any complaints on them. I think a couple of them be like, well, this is cut and it's cut to too small of a size. Well, I can't really help that, but here's a few bucks or which have you. So there's a handful of things and reasons why I do frames over the absolute vast majority of everything else. So they're small. They're almost always going to go in the 4-ounce rate. If you have something that weighs, after packaging and box and padding and all that, weighs over 5 ounces, it's not that much more to ship it. The actual boxes themselves and a little bit of packaging that I use doesn't really cost much, 15 cents, 20 cents total for the box and packaging and all that. The cost of goods on most frames is going to be $2 or less. Some places might be a little more, but if you're looking them up and you're kind of IDing on what they are, so these are old Serengeti pilots, is what they're called, drivers, like a aviator style. Frame Japan, so I've mentioned that in different frame videos. Japan, Italy. Don't find too many German stuff, but a lot of those older ones are made in those areas. I don't have to test them. And in order for me to clean them, I got a machine, washing or a dishwasher. Just place them in there, lowest heat you can on both the water and the dry. Let them run when when the drying cycle is done. Clean the frames and the lenses, and there you go, $2. So you don't have a whole lot of time. You don't have to worry about washing things. You don't have to worry about putting batteries in them or plugging them in or looking for little chips. And they're so small. And it's just a couple of pictures because people have a pretty good idea of what they're getting. Of all the years of different things that I've sold, I've just found it much. There goes Bandit walking back to wherever he comes from. Don't know where he comes from. He doesn't come here at night. Very, very rarely will he come out here when it's dark out. Anyhow, so that's why I deal in frames, because they're inexpensive. A lot of times it's another one of those things that you could buy in a store. Will have a whole bunch in a bag or in a box, and you're going to get them for 20 cents, and then you come home and you start looking some up and like, oh, this one is $50. These are 70, and it's going to cost you $5.50 to ship. It's just one of those things that throughout all the years of selling, all the decades of selling, that eyeglass frames and sunglasses are just one of those. It doesn't take any sort of power, doesn't take batteries or plug in. Some things like that I will still buy, like those speakers or the projector thing. But those electronics, I mean, if I see a cassette player, a new Sony Walkman WM8, or I think that's O2 or whatever it is the first one or the second one or even the fifth one that was made, if it was in a package and they wanted $20 for it, yeah, I'll buy it because it's $200, if not more. So it's just they're just easy to work with. Put them in the dishwasher, wipe them down, get 4, 5, 6 pictures, lay them in a row. First one here, lay them in a row. So when you get to listing them, you got the first one there, they're done. Put them in a box, label the box. When they sell, they sell. It's just another one of those items that's just super easy to work with. They don't sell super fast, but when you get the good ones and they do sell, I mean, I still have plenty of frames and sunglasses that are over $200, $300, $400, $1,200, $1,500. That Mage, forget the first name now, but the Mage sunglasses are like $1,200. Anyhow, so that's why I like those ones. Going off too far on that, go all the way back to the beginning. That's what I'm doing today. I'm headed down to Half Price Books so they can take those DVDs so I can get on that, because those boxes, they do take up a chunk of space. It's not really bothersome, but it is there. And knowing that it's still here and stuff, like if I process a little more, I can get them gone sooner. I won't make as much, but it's a chunk gone. It'll be a big box of something gone. The same thing with the like electronics a lot that I'll do eventually here, and the sewing patterns a lot that all the stuff, any of those sewing patterns and things, the stuff I'm going to have for at least 2 years, if not much older. So it's time to just take those listings down, put it in a bigger lot, and go from there. But that I probably won't do. I don't know. So that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. Let's see here. Frames. Definitely talked about frames and sunglasses quite a bit. So in the span of when I just got done talking about them to now, if you forgot all of that, of what I just said, or if you're just now tuning in, frames and sunglasses can be had for a couple bucks, unless they're easy to wash, easy to picture, and easy to store, and definitely easy to ship. Frames and sunglasses. Give them a look. You're definitely going to feel if they're better. If they have made in Japan, made in Germany, made in Czech Republic. A lot of those ones are going to garner more, but there's a lot of really good name brand that are out there. Now, yeah, there's a lot of like Foster Grants out there. Some can still get good money. If you're paying 15 cents, 50 cents, or even $1, and if they stand a pretty good chance of selling for $20 or more, after all said and done, you're still making at least $10 per every $20 sale of eyeglasses and frames. And then they go $20 and way up. I find Oakleys and Ray-Bans more than walking down the main corridor of a shopping mall. They're out there a lot. And some Oakleys can sell for pretty good. I sold those one kind of yellow crackled one. I forget, like $100 or whatever it was. Those Oakley root beers, those sold pretty instantly after I listed them for like $200. Some other Oakleys have sold for over $200. Get them for $1 or $2. So me thinking going up, comment down below, subscribe, share. Those are all free. Take a second to help me, help you, and help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it.